Hi, it's William. Welcome to my channel. So in this video, we're going to do something really interesting. I start a series called the iOS like starter pack. It's more like SwiftUI starter pack. I'm trying to learn design and I try to like build all this classic design user interface patterns and build that to just some starter code so you can choose a specific starter plate and then build your project upon this. And it seems that a lot of people love this series. So by the way, if you love this series, do please give me a thumb up or leave in the comments. So just give me some feedback so I can continue to work on this. Okay, yeah, so since a lot of people like love this, so I'm going to make more videos about this. So yeah, let's get started. So a typical pattern is scrolling. People love scrolling because it's like a natural movement. If you look at the, okay, let me. If you look at your thumb, okay, so it's natural to move this way and this way. Okay, so tab and scroll comes really naturally. So that's the reason we are going to do something like this. Let's create a new project and we're going to make an app and I'm going to make a scroll, better scroll, okay? Better scroll, right? So let's click next and slide the experiment. We did a lot, right? So I'm going to scroll. Right, so let's create this project, better scroll. So basically, if you want to do the scroll, really simple. You just need scroll view. Well, for that, I believe this is already pretty. Let me just use a Pro Max. Okay. I believe it's pretty common. So first we're going to get a scroll view. So rather than a V stack, and inside the image and text, we can just delete it, and then we're going to put a scroll view just to wrap around the V stack. So scroll view, right? So use scroll view and wrap this around this whole V stack. Of course, you can have padding for the V stack. Doesn't really matter. But I think I can just delete this padding. Okay, so got the scroll view and inside we got virtual V stack. Okay, maybe I can move myself to the left side a little bit. This guys can see things clearly. Things is a little bit empty. So I'm really new to this. So I I bought a webcam, but it's still on the way. So yeah, maybe a few videos later you can see me using a webcam that can follow me around, so I can walk a while doing coding and just and like zoom in. I believe this kind of like using gesture zooming. But right now I just use the default MacBook Pro's camera. Okay, so it's really like intro level webcam, but it's doing pretty good. Uh, so inside of this stack, vertical stack, you have to loop things. So I'm going to use a say rectangle. So I loved card view. Okay, so for example, you got some information, you put information inside of a card, and like a Z stack, a card above it, some text or some image to the left and text to the right. It works great every time. So that's exactly what we can do. So V stack, we're going to say V stack, and we're going to for each, just a loop. Okay, I'm going to loop it. So to all the way to maybe to 20. Okay, I'm not going to because it's not like lazy loading. I'm not going to get 100, 200. Just want to show you that it's doable. Okay, so and we can say for each of the card item in, and then we can do something like, let me just give you more space. Okay, for each card in, and we're going to use some representation. Okay, you can use circle. If you use circle, it will just become a lot of circle, right? And it's a scroll view, so you can actually like scroll it down, but I don't like it. Of course, you can use rectangle. Let me just rectangle. Let me just get rid rectangle. Of course, you can use rectangle. Yeah, it will just give you like a really weird rectangle. In fact, because I don't know what's wrong with the preview. But rectangles like a default rectangle just to give you like a really thin line. So you have to add a say frame to it, and I'm going to add a little bit height. So height, width, height, and all that. With CG float, let me just add 100 just to give you a basic view of what's going on. Maybe 300 just to give you. Say for example, you got this multiple items that you want to scroll. You can use that. And I don't like this color. I don't like this color. So I can say I want to fill that with a specific color. So fill, and we can use all sort of color. So for example, blue. That's much better. You can have a gradient. Okay. So blue dots gradient. You can just use a default gradient. It will just give you a really nice. I think cyan may be better because blue is like a too much of the color. Okay, I want it to be like more natural. Okay, so that's how it's done in my starter projects. Not necessarily just that I just want to make a tutorial about this. Okay, so you can do something like this, but it's kind of boring. It's kind of boring because it's kind of just your phone have a rounded corners, but this rectangle do not have rounded corners. So you can do something like this. Instead of just rectangle, you can use a rounded rectangle. So just add a rounded here, rounded rectangle. Yeah, that's more like it. You get rounded rectangle. You're missing a parameter. You have to like corner size, so you can get like the corners or rounded corner. So what I'm going to do is to add another modifier. Not modifier, is a parameter. Sorry about that. So rounded, and we can have a corner radius, corner size, and let me just make it say maybe 50. Just make it more rounded. Okay, 50 CG float, and cannot convert int to expect argument time CG size. Why is that? Oh, it's not corner size, corner radius. Sorry about that. Corner radius, CG float. Yeah. So corner size will be int, and this will be a CG float. Yeah, that's more like it. That's more like it. But it kind of like got like too into the edges. I don't want that. I want have a little bit padding. So I can doing something like this. Okay, so again, got padding. That should work. Okay, of course you can add a padding here. Let me just call the padding, and I'm going to add say V stack. Okay, you can add padding here as well. Okay, so you guys can see you got this really nice scrolling. Okay, but I want something more. So for example, when you scroll this, I want to add a little bit of like nice and smooth transition. Okay, so I can add another modifier, and I'm going to add a scroll. How to spell that? Scroll clipped content is indicator. Scroll position. I believe we got a scroll transition. Okay, we got scroll transition, and we got specific configuration, and axis, top leading, bottom trailing, all that. Okay, I'm going to use this one, and yeah, this okay, let them just do that manually because I normally wouldn't do this like a auto or suggested thing. And yeah, let's try to do that. So what I'm going to do is to add a yeah, where's my this is a POE. That doesn't really matter this. So what I'm going to do is to add a by the way, POE is brilliant. I've been using that for pretty long. It's not sponsored, okay? It's just I heavily rely on this on everyday life, so I can get say suggestions, inspirations, and even reply and email all that because you can like streamline the process. So I love this, and strong recommend this. Just to incorporate AI into your everyday life is it's really helpful. So scroll transition, and what I'm going to do is to add a content and phrases. It's a typical practice. So for the content and also for the faces, how to spell that? The faces in, okay, in what? Not integer. Okay, it's just getting annoying. So for in, and then what I'm going to do is to get the content, okay, and we can have a, so basically the content is that's just how you dealing with the item that you show here. And what I'm going to do is to add a modifier. So the most drastic change obviously is the scale effect. So I'm going to have a scale effect, and depending on the faces that you are dealing, so I can say the scale effects have the faces dots is identity or value. Let's try is identity. Okay, face is identity, and we can say 1 or maybe 0. I don't know, smaller, 0.7. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, so depending on the face, so if it's like at the center here, it's not at the like top leading or bottom leading, bottom trailing, you have some scaling effects like this. And let me just be more specific. What about I say top, top leading? Okay, I got top leading. So can I do this? Faces. If the phrase is equal to dot top leading. Yeah, so other way around. Okay, so it is top leading, then you got this 1 or 0.7. Yeah, so I'm going to make it like 0.7, and then this will be 1. Okay, just play around with this. So if it's leading, it will just become 0.7, just to become smaller. Okay, so you can get some amazing transition like this. So every time you change, you will change the scale. Okay, I love this effect. I love this effect. Of course, you can have a, I believe you can get it's like a bottom trailing. Okay, bottom trailing. So basically, you smooth it in, and the trailing will be something like this. So, I'm going to leave multiple changes here, so you guys know how to change this, and I'm going to comment this out. So when you can download all this source code, by the way, so you don't need to worry about this. So scale effects, let me add a scale effect, and then I'm going to just use the face dots is identity, and then you can just like is identity is like top as well as bottom all included. I love this method. Okay, so is identity, and then you can have a say maybe smaller, so 0.7, but it's a kind of flipped, 0.7, and then 1. Okay, 1 or 0.7, sorry, it's a flipped, so 0.7. So the top and the bottom trailing, the top leading will also have a scale effect. I think 0.7 is like a little bit too small. Yeah, I'm going to make it like extremely small. So you got an amazing effect like this. Okay, yeah, I think it's pretty good. And of course, you can play around with this by adding more modifier. Okay, let's try things out. And what I'm going to do is to add a maybe add a opacity change, so it's not like a gradually change and it's gone. So I can have a another modifier. That modifier will be opacity, and opacity will be double. I'm going to use the face identity because I want to like change the bottom as well as the top simultaneously. I love this effect because it can give you like a smooth transition effect. So I love this, and so I want both of side to have this effect. So faces dot face is identity, and you can choose from like opacity, right? Opacity should have completed solid and then 0. Yeah, that should do it. Let's try this. Okay, so yeah, so gradually decrease it and it's gone. That's brilliant. Right, I love this. And then you can have a blur. That's good. I love this blur. Blur is a radius effect, so I can use the face ace identity, and then I can change from blur, whether it's like 0 or all the way to 1. So let's check it out. So you can see the blur effect. It's not too much. It's not too much of the blur effect. So I'm going to get rid of this opacity so you guys can see the blur. That's not too much of the blur. Okay, so maybe it's not as outstanding as I expected. It's just the scale change does not blur it out. That's where I'm going to look into this. But let's just got opacity and blur all switch on, and let's see the result. And switch off. Doesn't have. Yeah, I'm gonna look into this. Maybe Apple change it. So we got opacity, we got blur, and what I'm gonna do is to add a little bit animation. So hopefully I can get this transition even more smoother. Finger crossed. I have no idea how it will turn out. So animation, and we can have a specific animation, and I'm going to say it's a ease in and ease out. Okay, and I can have a specific duration. Let me just delete it. I can have a specific duration of, say, let me make it 0.3 just to make it a little quicker so it can become a little bit smoother. And the value will be, the face will be our value. So face, SE, right, face. And clearly, the animation should, the content, content. Oh, yeah, the content and face in and the content. Yeah, why is okay? Let me check. Yeah, sorry about that. The animation should be go here. So I don't know why. Yeah, because I comment out the blur. Yeah, that should do it. Animation, ease in and out. Cannot find the contextual reference. In and out duration. That's extremely weird. So okay, let me just get rid of all these comments. Just make it more clear. Okay. So scale effects. So the scale effects and opacity. All that. Okay, that's automatically changes. So for each rounded rectangle, and we got corner radius, we got fill, we got frame, we got scroll transition, we got content and face in, specific content, we scale that content. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. We'll scale that content depending on the face as identity. its identity, and we got opacity change, but there's like no animation, ease in and out duration. So maybe there's like remove. Some visual effects have no effect. Yeah, no effect of the animation. So you can't use the animation here. Okay, I guess they just changed the API. So I'm just getting rid of the animation, and let's see. Right now it does work. Okay, and so I can. What about scroll transition? And I can add the animation here. So can I have make it animated? Yeah, let's try to do that. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah. So basically yeah. So it's animated. I love this. So this is the effect that I want. So just change it. You can't use the animation modifier. So you can make it animated. So you have to look at the API now and then, and you can have a threshold, and the threshold will be as long as it's visible. So that will be the threshold for you. Okay. So yeah, amazing effects. I love this. Yeah. So hidden visible of a certain amount. The target view is visible by the given amount, which are fully hidden, and one is fully visible. So amounts. So maybe 0.3. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, so it's not abrupt change, so you can like a smooth change it out, in and out. Yeah, I love this. And what about the scale effect? Do not go all the way back to 0.1, but just a normal 0.8. So you can have like a really smooth effect. Yeah, that's more like it. That's more like it. We got an amazing transition, and we got scroll transition effect, and let's add a padding so it's more separated. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, we got a scale effect, or got opacity, and then you can say add some text on it. Just as a placeholder. I just want to show you that the whole container can achieve the amazing transition effect, and it can be not only just have a scale effect or opacity, but also you can get an animated effect. Okay, so don't forget to give this video a thumb up if you haven't already, and you can join the Patreon. You can download all the source code and even use that commercially. It doesn't really matter, and you can download the code and quit the Patreon. Doesn't really matter. Just a way to support me. I really need it. Okay, so thanks for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, thanks. Bye.